Welcome to my YouTube video. In this video, I will be covering reputation and strategies you can use to repair yours. To begin with understanding how to repair a reputation, we have to understand what a reputation is. Reputation is the perception that others have of you, your business, or your product. It is generally formed from your past actions, behaviors, achievements, and performances, and can be regarded as either positive or negative. Others' perceptions of you, which forms your reputation, can be influenced by things that are out of your control, such as their personal experiences, the hearsay they hear, news coverage that they're exposed to, online reviews that they have access to, and the social media that is shown to them. Your reputation can influence your success because it can be influenced by others' decisions, like whether to trust you or not, to do business with you or not, or to maintain a relationship with you and allow you more or less access to their life. Reputation becomes social credit, and social credit can open doors for you that money, power, and force never can. Now that we have a general understanding of what reputation is, we can begin looking at ways to repair that reputation, whether it is in a social environment, a work environment, or a school environment. Number one, solve the source of disrepute. Disreputation has multiple levels, ranging from a minor one-time mistake all the way down to a huge ongoing catastrophe. To understand the scale of disreputation, you should be able to identify, did this happen once or multiple times? Is the cause of the disrepute still happening? Is it happening to the same people and therefore affecting my reputation with the same people? Or is it something that affects new people and causes disrepute of myself with those new people? Disreputation amongst people you know has two effects. Because they already know you, they could be led to being more hurt than if the event had happened to a stranger. Alternatively, because the disreputation took place with someone who was familiar with you, by very definition, by being familiar with you, they should be more inclined to be more forgiving. Unfortunately, there are small individuals out there who take pleasure in holding disrepute over people they know and intentionally refusing to forgive that person, refusing to allow health to exist, to allow healing and recovery and peace. They intentionally refuse to allow peace to exist. You don't need those people in your journey to recovering your reputation, but I'll get to that in my second point. Disreputation amongst people you don't know tends not to be as bad. Due to there being no previous familiarity with you, there might be a tendency to automatically let you off the hook, because likewise, you don't know them and their reputation. Usually, a simple apology can amend a minor disrepute. So, solving the source of disrepute. The first note to make: is there an issue that is unresolved? Is it something in your behavior? Did you cause damage to someone else and they're still hurting? Is there an image or impression of you that is being perpetuated? Solve that issue. Improve your behavior. Help that person stop hurting. Update your image or the impression you know you give, or reinforce and maintain your image if that is what it requires. Disrepute could have come from letting your standard slip. After looking at yourself as the source of disreputation, you then have to start looking for if that source of disreputation is coming from beyond yourself. Are people saying the things that are causing damage to your reputation? Are you being gossiped about? Are bad things being said with malicious intent? Confront those people, not necessarily all at once or all at the same time, but begin addressing them within your means to. It could be a pre-written paragraph that includes explanations like, I'm not okay with what you're saying. The ordeal you're talking about is my personal business, and I'm in the process of dealing with it. Or, I have dealt with it. You don't know what you're saying. You don't know what you're talking about. The things you're saying are inaccurate. And if you don't stop causing your damage with obvious malicious intent, I will be forced to take legal action, such as contacting local law enforcement or hiring a solicitor to sue you for fueling this disreputation and defamation. A bad reputation today doesn't mean you have to have a bad reputation tomorrow. You're allowed to be good. You're allowed to be a good person and to do good things and develop a good reputation as a result of that. Thirdly, when it comes to solving the source of disrepute, is there a responsibility that hasn't been claimed. This can seem daunting because anyone who uses social media has at some point seen the overwhelming and disproportionate blame that groups of online users try to pass on to one party or the other, due to being shielded by their online anonymity. However, holding your hand up and claiming your fair share of what went wrong or is going wrong can be a means to solving the source of disrepute. After you have solved the source of disrepute, the second thing you need to do is to adopt a carefree stance. Bruce Lee said it best when he said to be like water. His quote goes, "Empty your mind, be formless, shapeless, like water. If you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, and it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now, water can flow, or it can crash. Be water, my friend." If you've heard this quote before, hopefully you've spent time thinking about it, and you shouldn't need more of an explanation from me. But for the people who don't know the meaning behind what Bruce Lee once said, he was saying, be fluid, be flexible and adaptive and smooth. Flow, and you will make your way through whatever environment you find yourself in with ease. Referencing back to what I said earlier about understanding the scale of disrepute against you, I mentioned that there are small individuals out there who hold onto opportunities to keep other individuals around them suppressed. You don't need those people. Let them go. In fact, let everyone go. And then choose the people you want and need in your life. Dunbar's number says that the average person can remember 150 names and faces. But what you'll find is that as you begin rewriting this list of people in your life, you'll maybe reach 75 to 100 and realize that everyone beyond that is pretty inconsequential. Obviously, if you're in a very populated environment, like school or social industries with your work, you may be able to reach 100 people on your list very easily, and also be able to remember more than 150 names and faces. People come and go anyway, so you don't need to be rigid in this in any way. But by letting people go in your mind, you increase the likelihood of letting go of the people who are causing harm to your reputation that you didn't even realize were doing it because you had previously allowed them to remain so close. On the topic of being flexible, my next advice would be yield to time. Every day there is guaranteed to be that day. The sun is going to rise and the sun is going to set. Tomorrow is guaranteed to follow today. And today absolutely came after yesterday. Time passes, and with time, the planet rotates. It completes a cycle and restarts. I explained in the beginning of this video that reputation is established from past actions, past behaviors, and past achievements. And that past is only going to go in one direction, away. As long as the source of disrepute has ended, a bad reputation will heal itself naturally. Comparatively, a good reputation can also be forgotten. Forgetting is a function of the human brain. Our brains forget things on purpose to keep us alive, to leave some space available for our short-term memories to learn something new and our long-term memories to decide if we need it. The third and final instruction that I can give on how to repair a reputation is to perform community service. Reputation is formed from the perception of others, so give them something to perceive. You could begin with things like litter picking or street cleaning. Cleaning up public spaces is pretty foolproof. A trash bag, a grabby stick, and a high visibility vest lets people know clearly what that person is doing. You might not want to get your hands dirty, but that therein lies the potential for good reputation. Being prepared to do the things that other people aren't prepared to do to make your environment better for everyone. By clearing away waste, you're reducing the likelihood of pests and therefore the likelihood of disease. There are other communal things that you can do, such as helping the elderly and disabled. They need people to talk to. They need people to teach them about new technology and information. They need that social presence. Again, you might not want to do it, but who better to build a good reputation with than a member of a community who relies on social interactions? Another form of community service is being able to support the creative industries. The creative industry is usually always happy for an extra pair of hands further down the line. Volunteering your time and effort to help out on a project can go a long way in developing a good reputation. Furthermore, if you have the skills and techniques, you can contribute to the creative industry, and that could be more productive when it comes to fixing your reputation within a community. If you have media skills, you can offer free media services to organizations and establishments in your area that they will appreciate and be able to give you credit on. The final piece of advice that I can give is to help strangers and develop friendships. Again, reputation comes from the perception of others. While having a bad reputation can generally make people want to stay away from you, that will not be said about everyone. There are individuals out there who believe in clean slates and fresh chances. They might be aware of the consequences of bad reputations themselves, and so choose to embrace anyone who comes seeking them. Establish connections with those individuals. You could explain what you're going through, or keep it totally to yourself and let it fade into the past. It's a brand new friendship, and if it is a friendship that allows you to pull free from whatever bog of bad reputation you were stuck in, cherish it. Cherish all friendships. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I wish you the absolute best of luck. And if anyone has any questions relating to more complicated matters, quite possibly about a reputation that is related to criminal activity, please feel free to reach out to me on my Instagram profile. I'll drop a link to it in the description below, or you can reach me by email, which again will be in the description below. Remember to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Peace.